In January, I only received 6 dividend payments, but each one definitely packed a punch, and they came from some of the highest yielding stocks in my portfolio, like Altria Group and Blue Owl Capital Corporation. And in this video, we're going to go through each of those payments and add them all up so you can see all of my dividend income for the month, which was a great way to kick off the new year. But before we get to those, in case you're new to the channel, my name is Ryan, and here we strictly talk about dividend stocks and how you can invest in them to create passive income and reach financial freedom. So if you love dividend stocks, and if you're on a mission to retire early, then hit that subscribe button. I'd love to stay in touch as we both continue to grow our portfolios and collect that cash flow. Also, guys, leave me a comment below and let me know which stocks paid you a dividend this month. I'd be curious to hear if we have any of the same ones. Anyway, the first payment I received this month came from KRC, Kilroy Realty Corporation, who paid me $41.58, which was a great way to kick off the month, guys. And KRC's share price has been all over the place lately. Looking at the performance over on Seeking Alpha, in the last month, they're down 4.8%. In the last 6 months, they're up 15.5%, so quite a big difference there. In the last year, they're actually pretty flat. They're only up about 2%, actually just under 2%. And looking at the chart, you can see it's quite the roller coaster. It goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up again, and then down once more, and then up quite aggressively. But with those fluctuations in share price came numerous opportunities over this last year to lower my cost basis and bring my average cost per share down, which is an opportunity I definitely took advantage of. Looking at my tranches from this last year, I was able to pick up quite a handful of shares when the price was hovering between the high 20s and the low 30s, which was great because it allowed me to bring my average cost down from somewhere in the low 40s, like $43, $44 per share, to where it's at now. And if we take a look at my dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, which you can start using for free, there is a link to download the spreadsheet in the description of the video. With my 77 shares of KRC, my average cost has come down to $37.47, which is a couple bucks below the current share price. So if we slide over looking at my gains, in terms of share price, I'm up 5%, but if we include dividends in the calculation, I'm actually up 11% on a total return basis. Anyway, moving on to the second payment I received, this one came from Altria Group, who paid me $50.15 in January, which brings my total for the month so far to $91.73. And Altria Group has definitely taken a tumble in the last handful of months. I mean, in the last 30 days, it's pretty flat. They're only down 0.3%, but looking at the performance over the last 6 months, they're down over 11%, and over the last year, once more, they're down 9%. So all of their losses and then some have come just in the last 6 months. And with this drop in share price, my position with Altria is officially in the red now. I have 56 shares of this company at an average cost of $42.63, and the share price is about $40.50, which means I'm down about 5% in terms of share price, but including dividends in the calculation on a total return basis, I'm up 16%. So we're still looking pretty good there. Moving on, the third payment I received in January came from Blue Owl Capital Corporation, who paid me $40.74, a really nice payment, bringing my total so far for the month to $132.47. Now, unlike the first two companies, Blue Owl has actually been crushing it. Looking at the performance in the last month, it's nothing special. They're only up 0.3%, but if we zoom out looking at the 6 months period, they're up 8.7%, and over the last year, they're up a whopping 20.4%, which is a very nice addition to this company's already delicious dividend. Like I said in the intro, Blue Owl is one of the highest yielding stocks in my portfolio, with a yield coming in at 9.3%. And one of the things I really love about this company is that in addition to their regular dividend payments, which are already hefty as it is, they also pay these special dividends every single quarter, which is a really nice boost to that already substantial dividend payment. Anyway, taking a look at my Blue Owl position, I have 116.4 shares at an average cost of about $13.50 per share, and the share price is sitting just above 15 bucks right now, which means that I'm up 12% in terms of share price, but on a total return basis, my gain is a lot higher. I'm up 34.6%. Very nice. Anyway, moving on, this brings us to the fourth payment in January, which came from Realty Income, who paid me $18.25, bringing my total so far for the month to $150.72. And Realty Income's share price performance has been a bit interesting this year. Overall, they've seen a drop of about 15% in the last year, but where it's at now is not the lowest we've seen. It was not too long ago that the share price was sitting below $50 per share, which is really sweet. And I know a lot of you guys were buying at that point when it was in the low 50s and even dip below 50s, which I was doing the same. As we can see from my tranches here, I added a lot of Realty Income from the beginning of September to really the end of the year. And I'm curious to know too, are any of you guys out there buying Realty Income right now? It's sitting at about $55.50 per share, which is not a bad price at all, but what are you guys doing with this company? Let me know in the comments below. Now, looking at my position real quick, I have 71.1 shares of Realty Income, and my average cost is right on par with the current share price. I don't know that I've ever seen that before, but scrolling over, obviously I'm seeing seeing a 0% share price return at the moment, but my total return's looking a lot better. I'm up close to 9% with Realty Income. I'll take it. Anyway, moving on to the 5th dividend payment I received in January. This one came from Main Street Capital Corporation, which in addition to Realty Income is the other monthly payer in my portfolio, and they paid me $9.42 in January, bringing my total so far to $160.14. And right now, Main Street is sitting at what I think is about an all-time high share price at $45.16, and they've been absolutely on fire lately. Just in the last month, they're up 5%. And if we zoom out over the last year, guys, they're up about 17%. We can see really since November and the end of October, this company has been on the up and up quite aggressively. Now, with that surge in share price, my Main Street position's looking really good right now. I have 39.25 shares of this company at an average cost just below $39 per share, which means if we scroll over here, guys, I'm seeing a 16% share price return with Main Street right now. My total return is more than double that. I'm up 35.6%. Anyway, moving on to the final payment I received in January. This one came from WP Carey, who paid me $32.77. And unlike the last stock, WP Carey's share price has been getting absolutely crushed lately, guys. In the last month, it's not too bad though. In the last month, they're down 1.4%, but looking at the performance over the last year, they've seen a drop of 21.3%. And with that, I'm officially in the red right now on my position. I have just over 38 shares of WP Carey, and we can see my average cost of $65.74 is a bit above the current share price. So if we scroll over in terms of share price, I'm down 1.4%, but still on a total return basis, I'm seeing some gains. I'm up 8.5%. Thank goodness for those dividends. And speaking of dividends, that WP Carey payment brings my total for the month of January to $192.91, which was a near 30% increase compared to this time last year, where I brought in $148.66 in January. And also, because this was the first month of the year, obviously my annual total is also only $192.91. But the cool thing about this is that this month alone, I made more in dividends, actually almost twice as much in dividends as I did in the entirety of 2020. That's pretty unreal. And with that, now that we've taken a look at all of my dividend payments from this last month, I want to switch gears and show you which companies I'm expecting to pay me in this upcoming month here in February. And to do this, we are going to be looking at the dividend calendar tool over on GetQuinn, which outside of my spreadsheet is hands down my favorite portfolio tracking platform. If you're looking for something with more features and functionality than just a mere spreadsheet, I highly recommend you check this out. GetQuinn has one of the best looking interfaces I've ever seen, and it's a great tool for keeping track of all your portfolios, all of your holdings, and all of your dividend payments in one place. You can automatically sync everything right here within the platform, which is very handy, and you can use it for free. There is a link to GetQuinn in the description of the video, and if you guys end up making an account, shoot me a follow over there. My username is just Ryan, so it'll be pretty easy to find, and I'd love to connect with you guys on the platform. Anyway, guys, right here we've got all of my dividend payments for the month of February, and it looks like we're going to be kicking things off with a couple really big payments from Verizon and AT&T, both pretty similar, just under $30 each, so that'll be a really great way to kick off the month. And then it looks like a few days later, I'll have one coming in from Lowe's right here for about $18. Nice. And then a week later, starting on the 14th, guys, it looks like we're going to have a really good few days of dividends, starting with this payment right here from EPD. That'll be about $52 on the 14th, and then the 15th of February is going to be really nice. We've got Procter & Gamble, Realty Income, Main Street Capital Corporation, and AbbVie all paying on the same day, so that'll be a really nice day of dividends. And we also have one, not a big one, from Apple on the 16th, one day later, for about $1.50. And we've got a couple more payments coming in towards the end of the month. We'll have Starbucks paying about $25 on February 23rd, along with Williams-Sonoma paying about $16 on the same day. So that'll be a pretty nice day of dividends as well. And in total, guys, it looks like this is going to be a record month of income for me. I should be generating close to $240 just in the month of February, which is going to top my previous record of $230, which was back in November, by about $10. So I'm excited, guys. February is shaping up to be a killer month of income. But with that, if you're in the market for some cheap dividend stocks, then check out this next video right over here, where I'm telling you about 3 of them that look like great pickups right now for your portfolio as we head into the month of February. So click right over here to check them out, and I'll see you in the next one.